this is the last day of my gifted membership for now. One year, let's fucking go. Also can't wait to see who is worthy of winning the jam.
Hello. Hey. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Toxic Terror Gamejam Awards. Hello. Hi. How's it going, Meredith? GB? Keyboard Smash? Lessie? Docio? Neon Crow? Topaz Rabbit? Idril? Hey Gab? Hey Paradox Pilot? Hey Tagged? Hey Testoey? Any other cartoon? Hey Weird Name? Hey Autistic Monkey? Hey Dr. Bowser, how are you holding up? Oh, I feel like garbage! I feel a little bit sick today. Ever since I went to see the FNAF movie, I feel like garbage.
You sound kinda off still. You good?
No, I feel in constant pain and I have a fever. But that's fine. It's gonna be a short stream. It's gonna be a short stream. So, welcome everyone to the Toxic Terror Gamejam Awards. I cancelled yesterday's stream and kind of made this one shorter just so that I could reveal the winners for the 2025 Toxic Terror Gamejam Awards. As you may know, on October, we did a Game Jam event in which people of the Toxic Cesspit made video games. It was very cool. We did like 6 streams where we reviewed the games and stuff like that. And today, we're gonna be announcing who wins, the prizes and stuff. Very cool prices. I do very much apologize if I don't seem very enthusiastic about this. I am. It's just, I don't know who the fuck made me catch a bug while I was seeing the FNAF 2 movie. And now I feel like I'm gonna pass out at any moment. So that sucks. But yeah. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be announcing the winners. We're gonna be talking about them. And then after that, we're going to be doing a small little after party where we talk about some stuff to take in mind for the future. And I was going to announce a art contest today, but sadly couldn't prepare anything. Sorry about that. Because I've been sick in bed ever since 2 days ago. I literally was just in bed trying to sleep with like 40-degree+ fever. Like all of yesterday. I'm gonna have to think about the art contest later. Sorry about that. I'm currently drinking some water from the Toy Freddy cup that I got from the FNAF 2 movie. Oh, hey Dozio Mal, thank you for the 5 gifted. Hey there, Hated Sam, thank you for the $10.
Hope you get better, Phil.
Thank you.
Buy yourself some tea or something.
Yeah.
Love FNAF too. People love the cosplays. Agree the ending sucked and that they should have put mid-credits there instead of splitting it up.
Yep. Oh well. I mean, I'm not very much of a cinephile, so I can't really be very critical about the FNAF 2 movie. I'm not really good at criticizing movies overall. Please don't die on stream, silly slime man. Oh, that's okay. This stream will be like, what, 30 minutes, maybe an hour long? It's not gonna be that long. It would be kinda silly to postpone it, considering that only thing I gotta do is just announce the winners. And then I can go into bed and tuck myself into bed and recover and be really sleepy.
Can you say hi to Mac for me? Thank you.
Hi, Mac. I have no idea who, why. Thank you for the 10 months, Mikudayo. Oh well. So yeah. Let's let's go into, first of all, we need to re-explain what the Toxic Terror Game Jam is and what the winners are going to be. So first of all, we're going to be announcing the top 3 winners at the very end of this. Hey, Topaz.
Participated. Y'all did fantastic.
Yay!
Sorry, Phil, you came down with the fast sickness. Can't wait for the art contest, though.
I'll see if I can do it this month. I've been really overworking myself for the end of the season, so I'll try to take it slowly so I don't fucking die by the end of this. Anyways, thank you for the 23 months, Topaz Rabbit. Anyway, like I was saying, we're going to be doing the top 3 winners last at the end of this presentation. And I also gotta have to announce something about the honorable mentions. So, first of all, honorable mentions. I have a list right here. Hey, Flash.
It's my birthday. I am making Palella.
Hell yeah, happy birthday, Flash. Hopefully you have a good birthday. So about the honorable mentions, I have 5 honorable mentions. However, one thing that I did not plan out for the honorable mentions is that I thought that most of the honorable mentions were going to be Phisnom fan game type of stuffs. Yeah, 5 of them.
5?
Yes, 5. However, turns out everyone wanted to do original games instead, which is, you know what? Fucking great. I was very much wondering if people were going to do Phisnom fan games or were going to do original IP games. Because a lot of people said that they wanted to do Phisnom fan games, so I wanted to include like a whole category for those. Turns out nobody did them. Everybody did original IPs instead. And you know what? More power to you. So, for the honorable mentions, what I'll do instead of the merch reward, because I don't think it makes sense to give merch to developers that were making original projects. I don't think that, like, what if they're not fans of the channel and they just wanted to make something for the contest? Like, it doesn't make sense for them to receive merch. So, for the honorable mentions, I am going to be giving out either merch rewards for the honorable mentions, or I am going to be giving every single honorable mention winner $100 instead. I'm gonna have to, like, talk to the people, you know? I'm gonna have to talk to them whether they prefer a merch reward or $100. Because, as some of you may know, Steam asks you for $100 of a fee to be able to put your game on Steam. And for this contest, I want to motivate people to make their own original games that they can put on Steam and other storefronts. So for the honorable mentions, instead of them getting a merch reward, I want to offer them $100. Not to be directly put on Steam, but just in case they want to, you know? It's like, oh, you want to be a developer, you want to put your stuff on Steam, well, here's $100. You can use it for whatever, but, you know, just in case you want to put it on Steam, I'll give you $100 to put it on Steam. So yeah, that. For the total prize pools and the prizes for this event, we're gonna give each honorable mention $100. So that's $500 in total for the honorable mentions. For the third place winner of the event, we're gonna give them $500. For the second place winner, they're gonna get $1,000. And for the first place winner, they're gonna get $1,500. So that's in total $3,500 that I gotta give out by the end of this month. That's gonna be scary. Scary as fuck. For every developer that's gonna be mentioned in the honorable mentions.
Toxic if Tuberman goes outside for the first time ever and gets sick.
Yep.
Hope you feel better soon, Phil.
Thank you, Daleks. I'll be fine. I just need some rest. But yes, for everyone that is gonna get mentioned for the honorable mentions, and for the top 3 winners, please update your itch.io page or your itch profile so I can contact you at the end of this stream. Over the next week, I am going to be contacting every single one of you that is going to win something. And if there is no email or there's no Discord link, or if there's nothing for me to be able to contact you, it's going to be really hard to give for me to give you your rewards. So please make sure to update your pages and stuff so that I can reach out to you. All right? All right. That's the good. That's really all that I needed to say before we start talking about the winners. So, I guess before... Oh, hey Alex.
I'm on the edge of my seat with anticipation of the winners, hee hee hee.
Hell yeah. Before we start talking about the winners though, I want to give a little bit of a moment to games in this event that I really, really, really liked that are not going to get an honorable mention or are going to get a top 3 prize. Because they're... Honestly, you guys kind of knocked it out of the park for this event. There are not enough awards I can give for all of these games. Consider that I was expecting what? Before this whole thing ended, I was expecting like what? 20 games? 40 games? The event in total ended up getting like 130 submissions. Ended up reviewing like 88 of them. So like that's a shit ton, man. That's a lot. I did not think that I was going to have this amount of entries, which complicated a lot of stuff, honestly. But at the same time, I can't really complain. Like, is that like, wow, I'm suffering from success. All of these people, there's too many people that want to make cool stuff for me. Wow, that sounds like such a shitty brag. But I'm genuinely thankful. Thank you to the people that made cool stuff. So before we get to the winners, I just want to gush about the cool games that people made that did not end up getting a reward. So, first of all, I want to give props to Baume. Baume is a little sit and survive game. You're like a weird drone thing inside of a mine. This game is so goddamn creepy. It is legitimately one of the few games that has managed to make me jump out of my seats without actually having a loud jump scare sound. Hey Dosiamal, the toxins are just built different. For real, the amount of cool games for this gem was so cool. Hell yeah. Baume was so cool because it gave me those old Myst vibes. You know, the old 90s point-and-click adventure games. I love the tutorial. I love the little oil mechanic. I love that you can save your progress in the middle of the game. I love how creepy the enemies were, the atmosphere. Everything was really cool. Sadly, it did not end up receiving any rewards because of some pretty big glaring design issues with the save system and some pretty annoying glitches. But I have to, at the very least, commend the visual style for Baume. This was so goddamn creepy. It was 1 gigabyte worth of cool pre-rendered animations and like still images. Really liked it. Really liked Baume. Second game that is just me gushing about it. Gallu. Gallu is a sit and survive with you being a World War II fighter inside of the trenches. It's a... Wait, it's World War I or World War II? Hold on. Because I'm pretty sure that... Yeah, it's set during World War II. Gallu was really cool. It transformed, like, trench warfare into sit and survive. I really liked the ending, in which the soldiers that you killed during the game essentially came back to life as, like, weird... puppeteered corpse thingies. Really creepy ending, even though the creator was not happy about it because they wanted to include like a weird monster in the ending of the game. I still really like the atmosphere, the visuals, and the cryptic ending that kind of made, like, it managed to disturb me without any loud sounds. And once again, every time that a horror game manages to scare me without any loud sounds, it's something that sticks with me way more than the big, creepy, big noise games. So even though the developer didn't manage to finish Gallu the way that they wanted to, it's still one of the games that stuck with me even after I finished it. Next one is Imbalanced Refuge. This one is a really weird game by Idril. It's like a combination between a sit and survive, like a FNAF 4 sit and survive, with like Roblox doors type of enemies, and a RPG Maker horror style. The enemies in this one were very unique. Each one had like a different mechanic that you could either intuit by yourself or learn through different runs, like randomized runs. I like the conversation with the two main characters. And the world is very like weird and Humaniki-esque. I really liked it. I think that the only big piece of feedback that I had for this one was that the item system was like a little bit too cryptic, so I didn't know how to use it properly. But you weren't forced to. You could just survive without the items. So I like how it gave you that freedom. Just be able to survive with or without the items. Very cool visuals. Very cool style. Very unique. I liked it. Good job, Idril. Next one on the cool game list is Frack 2. So this one is just charming. It's very simple. First person, kind of like wave-based game. I like the intro where the main character gets trapped in a bear trap. I like the silly enemies, the broccoli monster to try to steal your beans. I like the little bookworm, the monster that forced you to read bedtime stories to it. I like the use of the billboards for the enemies and the items. I just like this combination of really simple pixel art combined with 3D visuals. Really simple, but effective, and like it's a very simple like wave-based thingy that reminded me a lot of like that one Resident Evil 7 DLC. Very charming, yes. Also, I still have no idea why it's called Frack 2. Alright. Next one. Red Booth is another one that will not get any rewards, but I still wanted to shout out. This one's is the strongest in the atmosphere category for me. I feel like this came out straight up out of a nightmare for me. This one is a very much, what if you took a very simple game and added like the most nightmarish visuals and atmosphere to it? So everyone knows Wordle, right? The funny little Wordle game where you guess the word on the thing. In this one, you guess the phone number, and you get like a bunch of horrific events to make the game harder as you progress. And you get the little weird goblin creature outside of the booth trying to hunt you down. I really liked it. I also like the little use of the Phi sticker, like on the actual booth itself. this was just really charming, and it got a really high score at the beginning of the event because I was really impressed by the visuals and atmosphere. But at the end of the day, it is just Wordle at the end of the day, so it's not like I can... It's not like I can award this with any, like, massive originality points. But still, really cool game that you could see a manly badass hero play for, like, one of his videos, you know? Really nice. I really like Red Booth. I also wish I had the ability to... I wish I had the skill to play that hard mode, but the moment that I got into hard mode, I was like, oh, fuck this. That shit is way too hard for me. I'm not good at guessing numbers. Alright. Next one is Heart of Ganymede. Because this one is surprisingly good, considering how the developers were like first-time developers. Very simple gameplay system, but it has this weird like physics-based cable plug gimmick to make it unique. I really like Heart of Ganymede. Couldn't really finish it though, because of how much filler it had. The story seemed very like intriguing with the little notes that were scattered throughout the stations, and the intro cutscene was like this like animatic, not fully animated, but still, it's kind of like this SFM animatic thingy. I like the two characters as well. However, yeah, I wish I could have properly got into the end of it. I couldn't, I couldn't, sadly, though, because of how repetitive it ended up being, with having to do a sit and survive section every time you needed to move around the elevator. But yeah, very cool, very cool, very cool. Also, the enemy designs were really cool. It started out with these small little sea creature thingies, but then my favorite ones ended up being the skeleton being controlled by these weird tendrils with eyes. I really like the skeleton that ran at you. Or the gigantic spotlight woman thing that arrived at the top of the elevator and like peeked down into the room and like flashed you, and you needed to like shock the cage to be able to make it fuck off. Really cool enemy designs. And the final one that gets not an honorable mention, but I guess like cool game mention is Bogwater. Bogwater had a very simple gameplay. Literally just get the items and then win. But the whole vibe of the game was very charming. I like the main enemy of it, the Leech Man. Seeing the extras menu with the concept design for the Leech Man, like, made it very clear that the development team put a lot of effort into making an iconic villain for their game, which I always appreciate. Hell yeah, Mac! Thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate the hell out of Bogwater, because it at least understands that to make a good game, you need to focus on a really distinct and memorable main antagonist. Also, the gimmick of moving away from dangerous areas using the boat, like having like a little small trek that you could move the boat around, and moving away from the danger to a better fishing spot. That is a really cool and unique gameplay mechanic. So I really like that as well. And yeah, those are all... Ugh. Those are all the games that did not end up winning, but were still, like, standouts in this competition, at least in my opinion. So, right now, those were around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 standout games. We got 5 honorable mentions, like actual reward-winning honorable mentions that we need to get through.
So hyped for the results.
Hell yeah, Jorge.
Getting my life insurance on Litany winning.
We'll see. And then we'll get the final 3 winners of the event. So that's what in that's how many in total? That's 15 games? Like a list of 15 games that I had to pick through to decide like which ones would win or would get any rewards. That's a lot of games. That's so many potential winners than I expected to get for this event. Anyways. All right. So, we're going to be going through the actual reward-winning honorable mentions. First one of the list is... I broke my legs and got left behind in a burning hospital. So this one was it was literally the first game. Literally the first game of the event. And everyone was so excited for me to play it. It's such a cute little shitpost. Here you go. Here's your little medal. I broke my legs and got left behind on a burning hospital. This one was made by Unremarkable One. This little stupid ass shitpost of a game won my heart at the very least. I made this competition to ask for sit and survive games, aka games where you sat in one place and survived in a scary situation, and the developer took that prompt and went, fuck it, speed game. I really liked the subgenre that we got in this entire competition. We got the subgenre of wheelchair games, right? The wheelchair games are like in their own category, and out of all the wheelchair games that we got in this competition, we're getting I broke my legs and got left behind in a burning hospital as the king of the wheelchair games. Thank you, Tough Ass Rabbit, for the 5 gifted. So yeah, the only thing that I was worried about with this entry is the use of some acids. Apparently, some were taken from Sketchfab, specifically the Maxwell model. But apparently, that is the actual original upload of that model, and it was taken with permission and with credits, so it's valid for me, so it works out. Thank you, Dark Tribouster, for the 5 gifted. It's the ultimate weird wheelchair game. And you know, for being a meme entry, it actually ended up being surprisingly engaging. Because you get these fun little speed-based levels with actual resources you have to pick up, these little blood packs. And you could actually fuck up really badly if you did not know how to control the little wheelchair, if you did not control it optimally, like the balance for those levels were surprisingly tight. A little bit too tight in the final level, because like I think I took like 30 minutes to complete the final level. But still, really goddamn cool. And I kind of shilled it to Spiff after I played it, in case he wanted any meme games he wanted to speedrun. He'll probably not play it though, because like he's got other stuff to do. But still, this is like one of those meme games with a surprisingly thriving speedrun community, in case it gets picked up at by a big YouTuber, you know? I have a bias towards this game because it made me laugh. Anyways. Hey, Mido Bear.
I'm sitting right here and I don't think I'm going to survive the tension. Also, I have a JavaScript course graduation on Friday.
Oh shit, good luck with that, Mido Bear. Anyways. Watching you play it was a riot too. Hell yeah, Kemper. It was very fucking funny. I think that for the future, if anyone's gonna take the advices from this competition and apply it into the future, I think adding stupid fucking ragdolls to your game instantly makes it better. Like in my personal opinion, if you add a stupid ragdoll to your game, it just instantly makes it way more endearing, in my opinion. Anyways, next up in the honorable mentions winners category, we have Baking Dead by... Who was the person that developed this game? Axazv Play. This is another example of taking the sit and survive prompt and doing something completely unexpected with it. Taking the sit and survive and turning it into like a Plants vs. Zombies type of deal, where you make little pastries and use them to kill like rodents and monsters inside of a basement. It's such a cool concept. Like, I thought that it was just gonna be a Plants vs. Zombies ripoff, and the more that I went into this game, the more unique mechanics it added, the more types of pastries got added, and it even added like traditional sit and survive enemies to the whole experience, like the monkey or like the weird cat thingy. I feel like as we went through this competition, I learned how a lot of different types of games could be considered sit and survive. So for example, you got the traditional FNAFs, right? But then a lot of people did Iron Lungs as well. And if you really think about it, yeah, Iron Lung is a sit and survive game by its own definition. And then tower defense games, like totally, like Plants vs. Zombies, that totally works. So I'm genuinely surprised how the prompt was taken for this one and made into something unique, but also wholly fitting for the competition, you know? It's a very flexible genre when you put it like that. Exactly, Arc the Green Wolf. Now, some people bent it a little bit too much. I don't think that a racing game can be considered a sit and survive game, for example. But a tower defense? Absolutely. Anyways, that is Baking Dead by Axaf Play. Next one is Litany by Backdov. Litany is... I was in love with Litany when I first played it in the Gamejam streams. Because, one, I am extremely biased towards Typing of the Dead style games. Like, I grew up with House of the Dead and Typing of the Dead. I also love the religious aesthetic that it has. I like the concept of defending yourself against the monsters using words, using like these different like Latin words. And I was originally going to put this as one of the winners. However, once I replayed it to judge, because like I downloaded these games and like replayed them after the original streams and saw and compared them with each other to see like how they stacked up against each other. And even though Litany is 10 out of 10 in presentation, 10 out of 10 in atmosphere, and the concept is really, really cool, after a few playthroughs, it does not have much to offer as it is right now, you know? I would love for the developer to take the concept of Litany and expand it, maybe have different layouts or different levels for it, because I love what it's on offer right now, but compared to the amount of content that other games have in the competition, I can't put this at like top 3, you know? Really cool game, really cool concept. I love the main enemy slowly coming towards you and the little demon skeletons on the sides. But I think that as the competition went on, a lot of other stronger entries showed themselves, you know? Really good, just needs a little bit more. Exactly, Arc the Green Wolf. Alright. Next up on the honorable mentions category is...
Another month, another milestone.
Hey, Paxter.
Happy to be here as always, Phil. The gem was great, though
Thank
it does
you.
not go good on toast.
Thank you. Next up is An Introvert's Nightmare. This one? God, if there was a fourth winner place, I would put this at fourth, like, winning place. Introvert's Nightmare was so cool. It was this one activates every single part of my body. Like, an Introvert's Nightmare has excellent characters, an excellent concept, very cool mechanics. Like taking the resource mechanic of like an energy bar, like a social meter, like a social bar, and turning it into like an actual game mechanic. Having the characters go from really silly to like actually horrific monsters depending on how you see them. Like, this was one of the at the end of playing this game, I specifically told people, you should make fan art for these characters. Every single one of these guys has such a memorable design, such a cute visuals. I love the references in like the background of the party. This is something that I beg the developers, please, try to do something more with it. The current version of An Introvert's Nightmare is a really cool proof of concept, but my god, this could be so much more if, you know, if this was put up on Steam or something. Steam release is planned, gang, don't worry. Oh, fuck yeah. Don't worry. I'm gonna give you $100 for that Steam release if that's the case. Because, these honorable... These 5... Wait, was it 5? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it was 5. These 5 honorable mentions are gonna get $100 as a reward. In case you want to put these up on Steam, or if you just want to distribute it and buy yourself some lollipops or something. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with the $100, that's really up to you. So, whatever. Like I said, the honorable mentions are basically games that I'm begging the developers to put on Steam or do more with them because I feel like they have so much more potential, you know? So that's why I'm giving them $100. Or if they want merch, it's up to them really. Depends on what they want. If you want merch, do you want merch? Or do you want $100? That's up to you really. I'm going to be contacting you. I'm going to be contacting the developers and see what they want after the stream is over. But yeah, these are just, please do more with this. Like, the characters are so cute. The concept of a visual novel in which you have to pick out the options to survive against different dudes with different personalities. The little mini games that you play in the middle to like recover your social battery. This I completely did not expect something like this to be like made for the jam. But it's games like these that make me go, oh, I'm so glad that I made this competition. I'm so glad that I got to do this. Because it just brings it just makes me nerd out and makes me like connect. Like I can't stop gushing about games like these, man. Very cool. All right. And the final honorable mention before we get to the top 3 winners is Halloween at Lemon Jacks. And this is fucked because the itch.io page is so simple. the itch.io page is so simple. But if you were there for the final stream, for the final Game Jam review stream, you would know how good this one is. You would know how good this one is. Halloween at Lemon Jacks could have been, like, honestly a winner overall if it weren't for some really, really specifically annoying design decisions. I still want to give the developer something because this one worked so well. It had so many characters for the clients of the restaurant, and it had so many cool interactions, and there were cutscenes and game overs and sorry, I still feel really sick. There were cutscenes and game overs and the little talking sprites for the purple girl protagonist and the main villain with the possessed like jack-o'-lantern person, or like not jack-o'-lemon, I guess, the possessed jack-o'-lemon ghost person. It was just like a treat. It was just a really perfect, really amazing Halloween treat. If only the orders, you didn't have to memorize the orders, and if the final few levels were lower in difficulty. If those 2 issues had not been there, Halloween at Lemon Jacks would have easily been like one of the top 3, in my opinion. For a game that has such a shit like itch.io page, I promise you should go download it and check it out, because oh my god, this thing is this thing could have been 10 out of 10 in my opinion at least. So yeah, I think that if the developer puts this up on Steam, fixes some design issues, and gives the Steam page like, I don't know, some screenshots so that people actually know what they're going into, I think that this could easily be like a really solid first game for them to like break into the indie developer market, you know? Really cool stuff. Hold on a second. Let me cough. Let me. I need. Hold on. I need a I'm fucking dying here. Sorry about that. You good? No, I'm very, very ill. Oh shit, I forgot to move the little metal stuffs. Okay. So those are the 5. Those are the 5 honorable mentions winners. So now all that's left are the top 3 winners of the event. How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I introduce these? All right, let's see. So, third place of the Toxic Terror Gamejam events, with being made by a single developer, with really charming characters and really cool dialogue and cutscenes and really banging final level soundtrack, is KeepStanding. So, where's the trophy thingy? Hold on a second. There we go. KeepStanding is 3rd place in the event, developed by White Fox FCP, which is really fucking funny. This is really fucking funny because the developer told me when we were playing the game in one of the Gamejam streams that they would make this, and they didn't even know that there was a prize in the event. They just made it because they wanted to find an excuse to make a game like one of these games. But yes, KeepStanding is the 3rd place winner of the event. I love the characters. Every single one of these bastards was so charming in their own way. I love how the mechanics were presented. I love the little break room where you could talk to each of them. I like how there were 2 different upgrade systems that you could choose from, like, between each level, to like either increase your health or increase your stamina / usage bar thingy. I like how forgiving it was, because it's not meant... A traditional sit and survive game usually just kills you if you make a single mistake. So I really appreciate that the developer included an actual health bar so that you could continue playing the game even if you let one of these bastards hit you once. This, in my opinion, is the perfect example of a game that knows how to build a fun gameplay experience with minimal details and minimal design. So there are only, like, what, 4 cameras in this game? And each of them serves a purpose. Each character serves a specific purpose within the gameplay loop. Everything is tightly packed, tightly designed. Nothing is extra here. Nothing is there. There's no camera or there's no mechanic that you won't need to worry about after a while. And each character can be dealt with in different ways. Like, you for example, the little floating blade girl, You could deal with her by closing the door or by making her fuck off on the cameras. You could deal with the long one by letting them inside the office or by closing them off. Each character had different ways of dealing with them, and you could make your own strategy to survive. It felt so fun to find out how to deal with these assholes, and each of their mechanics completely fit their personality, you know? It's a really, like Purple Max on chat says, it's a really amazing and charming game. My only complaints, and I guess this is why it's third place and it's not like second or first place. In my opinion, the reason for why this is third place and not first or second is because ultimately, at the end of the day, it is a pretty standard FNAF-like sit and survive game. It's not... It doesn't have something that makes me go like, oh, this... It has an iconic style onto its own, you know? It's something that I can see is perfect for what it is, but it's not a... I don't know. It doesn't have that super original mechanic that would make it stand out above every single other FNAF-like game, you know? So, really cool experience, but it's lacking in that originality department, at least for the main gameplay, you know? I think that still, though, for what it is and for being made in under a month, this is a super impressive, really charming game that I definitely definitely enjoyed to the point that I wanted to like beat it and play around with it. Let's look at the extras. Oh, also, I love the little bits that they have with the characters. I love being able to press F to do like the middle finger. I love being able to beat the shit out of the blue rabbit when he appears on The Office. It's just the humor of it makes me smile, you know? Really, really good run-of-the-mill FNAF-like. Exactly, Mr. Cobweb. All right. Next up, in the second place of the Toxic Terror Game Jam for for a really, really unique, really smartly designed, addictive gameplay, and cool as hell visual style, the second place is going to Annabot. So Annabot is borderline perfect. It started out like not very clear to me what it was, because it was like a 2D side scroller type of thing. Gave me more, instead of a sit and survive, it gave me more vibes of Last Survivor, I think it was called, like the 2D survival horror styled games. But then Anna got inside of that fucking elevator, and then she sat the fuck down, and then I shot my shotgun, and then the chair moved to the sides, and I was like, oh, I get it. I get it now. I get it. It's, oh, this is so cool. So, Annabot is the perfect example, in my opinion, at least. Annabot is the perfect example of doing a prompt for a game jam, in this case, sit and survive, and getting an entry that goes completely unexpected as to what you expected. Like, I expected FNAF clones, and what I got was this super smartly designed 2D side-scrolling, like, borderline puzzle action game. Because after you're done with the little tutorial sections, you get into this elevator, and you get to move by using the shots of your shotgun, and you get to swap between the flashlight and the shotgun, and every single enemy, the placement of every single enemy fit like a puzzle piece, like in a chessboard, like pieces in a chessboard. Every single move was deliberate. Every single time you had to time your shots and move to the sides, use your shots for movement and to attack the enemies, and every single level in this game introduced a new concept that added onto this perfectly, tightly designed, small little bite-sized game, you know? It's this... Also, the story, surprisingly compelling story. Like, I know it's very simple. Like, mad scientist creates robotes, creates evil robotes, and then he makes another robote to kill the other evil robotes. But surprisingly enough, kept me engaged throughout it, you know? Like, even though it was a really simple story, it actually made me wonder what was going to happen next as the levels went on. The final level as well, the hype as fuck. Like, these three winners have the thing that these three winners share between each other is that the final level is hype as fuck, because you get cool ass music at the end, and you get a new enemy type that doesn't flip the game on its head, but adds a bunch of tension to it. It makes it way more... The final encounter is so much more badass and action-y than the main game, and it just makes it so much more satisfying to get to the end, you know? So, extremely cool in all around. Also, the visual style is so unique. The little papercraft aesthetic kind of gives me, like, Paper Mario vibes, at least, a little bit. Like, paper mache style visuals. Also, very replayable. It has different, like, difficulty levels. If you're like a masochist, you can try to beat the entire game without getting hit once, which I'm not going to do because I'm not good enough for it. Skill issue. I'm not good enough to do that. But I'm really glad that the developer added different difficulty levels for just in case I sucked ass at it. So yeah, very much recommend Annabot. It's something that I feel like could totally have a proper Steam release. And I guess I could say the same about every single game that I've talked to on the stream so far, but Annabot specifically is one of the games that makes me so glad that I even started this Game Jam event in the first place. Because I'm so glad... I'm not responsible for making it, but I'm so glad that I motivated someone to make something as cool as this, you know? And that is Annabot. Oh, Phil, the trophy. I forgot about the trophy. Let me bring the trophy. There you go. That is the Annabot trophy. There you go. All right. And finally, for the winner of the Toxic Terror Game Jam, the game that I loved the most because of super fun character design, super charming visuals, unique gameplay, really cool soundtrack, and just lovely, 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 lovely gameplay is... Fright and Burgers, or Hellish, Fright and Burgers. This thing is so cool! Hellish, Fright and Burgers is the best, bar none, out of all these games. Extremely cool concept. And I may be biased because, you know, I love games where you're supposed to cook shit like Papa's Pizzeria or Papa's Freezeria or whatever the fuck. I love the games where you make little custom burgers and custom orders for people. But combining that with a classic sit and survive gameplay, but also you're given a fucking gun to shoot down like angels from the back of your little cart store thing. And those angels are dressed up in like weird plush toy monster get-ups. And also the customers are like skeletons and cyclopses and zombies, and it's just every single thing about this game is so goddamn cute, man. The developers understood that sit and survive games should not be insta-kill as well. They had a health system. Okay, now that I think about it, every single winner in this game jam has a health system instead of just being one-hit kill. Maybe I have skill issue. Anyway, just saying the orders and like the different game mechanics of the monsters appearing behind you, having little bugs take away your ingredients if you leave them on the counter for too long. The final boss being this weird analog horror cryptid monster that you have to fight inside of your cart, but also you like he orders something at the end because he was just like a shy little boy that wanted food but couldn't tell you how. Also the final boss soundtrack as well was so cool, and the cutscenes at the beginning and the end as well. It's just this tiny little bite-sized treat. These are all the developers here, by the way. They did such a good job with this. The visual style as well. This MS Paint like pixel art style that is just made for me. This was made for me. This was made for me. The developers did so. It's made for me. But yes, this game is a testament. Well, this and honestly, genuinely, every single winner in this game jam is a testament how you don't need to make the biggest or the bestest game in order to be the best. You don't need super mega complicated 3D graphics. You don't need to have a story with super detailed animations. You don't need the most amount of mechanics or the most amount of enemies. You just need a strong concept, and you need to make that strong concept enjoyable. Have very humble graphics, but have a fun gameplay loop, something that sticks out in your memory, and in general just makes you smile. All of these entries just made me smile, and it was such a fun time playing these on stream, you know? Just sincerity and passion can get you far. Exactly, random lad. So yeah. I don't really know what else to say, because if you want to know why I chose this as the winner, literally go play it right now. Did you know both KeepStanding and Hellish, Fright and Burgers are also browser games? You can just play them right now on your browser. If you have a laptop that can run a calculator app, you can play these games for free right now on itch.io. They're so simple, you can run them on your browser. Annabot isn't, but, you know, still a pretty simple game. like I'm saying, like, you don't need to have super complex 3D graphic games to make a really charming entry. These were basically browser games, and they still stole my heart, you know? But yeah. That's pretty much the announcements for the Toxic Terror Game Jam winners. And with that, the Game Jam is over. Hey, Marco Flores, thank you for the $5.
You finished Murder Drone. Please consider listening to Liam Vickers' old audio series Design on his old channel Scary Story Time with Leo Moon. Love it.
Thank you for the $5, Micro Flores. I don't know what the fuck you just said. That was a lot of words. Anyways, can you tell that I'm currently dying? I don't think that we're gonna be able to talk much more, because I still feel really bad right now. I just wanted to announce the winners in a format that was as visible as possible on my channel. But I still feel really, really, really bad.
Will you do another jam eventually?
Absolutely, G-Bean. I will do it, not next year though. Thank you for the 35 months. I have a very important project next year, and I can't have the Game Jam be overshadowed by that big important project. But yes, probably in a few years, I will be doing another Game Jam event. However, that Game Jam event is going to be much, much different than this one. Because just as the developers of these games learned stuff from my feedback in the Game Jam review streams, I also learned a bunch of shit about how to properly run an event. This was a huge learning opportunity for me specifically, because I learned something very valuable from this Game Jam. One, I am not at a point anymore where I can run a small little for fun community event and not expect a fucking overwhelming amount of support. I started this Game Jam event basically just to rip off Doki Bird, and think, oh yeah, guys, let's make some video games, and it's gonna be cool and small, and it's gonna be like a small little community event, right? And then I ended up getting over 3 times the amount of support that I thought I was gonna get. This channel is not small beans anymore. And once you get to that level, I can't just run it by myself. I can't be playing every single game, because then it takes literally hundreds of hours to complete, and then I, as a human being, get tired, and then don't end up giving every single game the time in the spotlight that they deserve. So for the next jam, I am going to be putting a lot more emphasis on rules, so that there's no like wiggle room anymore. Like I gave these entries a lot of wiggle room, right? Next time that I do this, I am going to be way more stricter with the rules to prevent any edge cases from popping up. I am going to be getting help from a manager, well, just in general, but I'm going to be getting help from a team of people to help me organize this event better. And there's going to be much more public voting for it. So there's going to be people in general are going to be able to vote for the entries instead of just me, you know? There's a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to be changing in the future to make a smoother experience for people, but those are like the big main ones. 1, enforcing rules more. 2, getting help from other people to review the entries, and 3, having the community also help to vote on the entries to make sure that we can get more feedback and support from other people that are not just me. So, the Toxic Terror Game Jam will return in the future. It will just be way more streamlined and way more and ran more like a proper YouTuber event instead of like however I ran it right now, which was way more small and indie, even though I got way more support than I expected I would get for it. I'm learning my lessons, everybody. Anyways, less bumpy, more focused. Exactly, Random Led. And hopefully then we will be able to highlight games like the ones that I talked about today way more, and developers will be able to get way more focused feedback from me in the future. Don't underestimate the toxins. I keep underestimating you people. That's my weakness. I keep underestimating people for these events. I open up a art contest, end up getting hundreds of entries for an art contest. I open up a game-making game jam, end up getting over 100 entries. I'm like, fuck! That's way too much! Thank you though, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I never end up learning the lesson that you people are crazy, and that there's way more people watching than I register in my brain. But yeah, I'm still eternally thankful to everyone that made something for this. Congratulations to all the winners and all the people that made something for the game jam. Just to repeat myself to everyone looking at the VOD and stuff like that, I will be contacting the winners of this event in the coming weeks. Maybe not tomorrow. I'm still very sick right now. I'm still very sick. But I will be contacting you through my business email. Please update your itch.io page so that I can get your itch.io profile. Oh. Hey, Michael, thank you for the $10. Anyways, please consider updating your itch.io profile with your Discord or business email or whatever you need so that I can contact you for your rewards and stuff like that. Make sure to not get fucking scammed, by the way. I'm gonna be contacting you through my business email. Make sure to check that you're being contacted by the real Phil, not some fucking scammer, okay? But yeah, like, I will be contacting the winners in the upcoming week, hopefully after I'm recovering from my illness or whatever. And that's about it. Thank you for participating in the Toxic Terror Game Jam. And I hope to see some of your games up on Steam in the coming future. See y'all later, okay? Sorry that I couldn't make the stream a little bit longer, but I feel genuinely like I'm about to pass out right now. Good job, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.